Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of turning my camera the right way. So hopefully this video is not as this way, it's more this way. Today I have some exciting stuff planned, mainly Betty. She's gonna be coming up for, a hot minute here. I'm not gonna be taking anybody else out. I noticed Betty was sitting out. If anybody else was out, I would probably take them, but as we'll discuss in the video, she's usually out and about, and yeah, we'll get into why I think that is. And we'll get into a lot of stuff regarding the personality of the White's Dumpy tree frogs, and hopefully you like the video.
My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure. It makes me wanna dribble dribble. Riding in my Fiat, you really have to see it.
I'm here with Betty, and that's right, I mean the TikTok star Betty. She seems to be having a great time just sitting here hanging out. She's a really, really friendly frog. That's probably where we're gonna start today, is talking about Betty. Oh, hi, dog. Hi, buddy. Hi. Okay, can you sit? Sit. So firstly, Betty, and all my White's tree frogs were adoptions. I didn't get any of them as little babies. It's kind of difficult to predict a personality of a frog. I think to a certain extent there's an aspect of luck to it. See, I have 5 White's tree frogs, but there's a reason that you see Betty in most of the videos. Betty is a relatively small frog despite being full grown. I don't think she looks like a mature frog, and maybe she never will. Whether she's small for her size, had some growth stunting before I got her maybe. I don't know why she's so small, I really don't. She reminds me of a little dog the way she sits in her tank. She basically does this all day, and that kind of surprised me at first. I'm like, do you sleep? She tends to sleep later in the afternoon toward the evening, and I think there is a reason that Betty behaves in this way and why she kind of, as I put it, stays up all night. I think it also relates to why she's such a funny and comical frog in all my videos. If she needs to reach a cricket, she's gonna flail a lot more to get it. Yeah, I'm not like a breeding expert in terms of frogs. All I know is that she's a blue-eyed honey lemon, so wow. I don't know if any frog breeders know. Maybe do these guys tend to be small? Because I think that's why she stays awake all day, because she's essentially on the prowl for more food. Maybe she's not as an effective hunter as the other frogs in the tank. I just got them last summer, so, I'm still kind of learning about their personalities. I have tried to bulk her up a little by giving her lots of worms and things like that during the day, because she is up waiting for it. And especially when she's watching me, I know she's really hungry, but while she has kind of bulked out a little, she hasn't gotten bigger in size. And that's okay, I'm cool with that, She's great the way she is. I just want to make sure that she has all the nutrition that she needs. Should I put you back? I'm gonna put her back. Hang on. Alright, Betty is secured, and we can begin to gossip about her tank mate, Mrs. Puff. She's a deadly hunter, which is why I think she's not as, interactive with me, because she doesn't need me to, stuff worms down her throat every day to maintain her weight. She has a different technique. She doesn't flail to catch her food. Betty flails and waits for something to stick to her, and then she shoves it in her mouth. But Mrs. Puff just grabs whatever she's going for, again with deadly accuracy, and just shoves it down her throat. I'm trying not to be too graphic here. Mrs. Puff is one of the 2 of the first frogs that Betty's old owners got. So they got Mrs. Puff and Foghorn together, and then later on they got Betty and Sully. I already had Fiona, who I got from somebody else who was just giving her away. So that's how there ended up being 5. Mrs. Puff is also known as Puff the Unit because she is wider than she is long. I think this is more of a friendly frog experience that most people who have a nice, happy, friendly tree frog are going to have. Of course, I can't say that everybody is going to end up with frogs like this. You have to realize that I've got 5, and as you'll find out soon, 2 of the 5 are not big fans of me. You have to accept them for who they are, and sometimes you just have a shy frog. And with that, we're going to continue on to Foghorn, who is shy, but is also pretty chill. He likes to croak a lot, hence his name. He's kind of just sort of there, but happy to be there. He won't run away when I come up to the tank. He's cool with me. Just, you know, maybe I just leave him there and he's happy with that. And that's, again, a fairly normal experience. Both him and Mrs. Puff, who may or may not be siblings, they are fairly hard to tell apart, so there's a good chance that they are. They're both, I would say, a fairly average experience with a White's tree frog. And yeah, that leads me to the bottom two of our list, and just because they're on the bottom doesn't mean I don't love them, because I honestly do. But they are not super friendly, and there's a reason you're not going to see much footage from them in this video. I'm not about to take them out and handle them because they really don't want to come out. I'm going to have to pry them out of their little logs, and they're going to be flailing and grabbing onto things. You're going to get some sketchy looking photos. That's all I've got. I'm never going to force a shy animal to be on camera for anything, so that's the way it's going to be. Sully, surprisingly, despite the fact that I kind of talk about him as the snob who hates me, I don't actually think he's the least friendly, and there's one reason for that only, and that's because he did take one worm coated in bee pollen out of my fingers once before he buffed it back into his favorite cork hide. When I come in the room, he's just, if the lights go on, he's bumbling off. Now the thing is, he's actually probably the most beautiful frog I have. A blue-green kind of turquoise color, snowflake, and he's huge. And then he's got like a pink throat and pink toes. He's beautiful. He's never awake during the day. You won't see him during the day. That's not gonna happen. But yeah, dude doesn't come out and I don't see him. I don't think I've ever seen him hunt. He's pretty much a shadow frog. Despite being so beautiful, he doesn't want anything to do with me or probably any human. In fact, his old owners thought that there was a bullying situation going on, but he's just a shy guy, and as much as I wish I could see him more, it's just such a rare treat when you do see him that I think it's alright. It makes it more exciting. And the least friendly frog I have is actually the first White's tree frog I have. Fiona was the first White's tree frog I adopted and ended up being the least friendly, but is actually the reason I ended up getting 4 more. They're so great that even like the least friendly White's tree frog is such a joy to have. I mean, again, when you think about it, it's a bit like a lottery. You don't know what you're going to get. The man who adopted them out to me loved them very much and had a good idea of their personalities, and I was able to know that many of them were quite friendly. And then to find out they were all actually friendlier than the one I already had was very surprising. These ones are actually from a really good breeder, and I can't remember who they are. Whereas I'm pretty sure Fiona's from a pet store, and I'm not sure how much of a big part that plays into it. I'd be interested if any breeders notice a difference in personality and temperament. I imagine there must be when you're breeding with known genetics. So if you sat through this entire video, I really want to thank you. I hope you like my new setup. I really appreciate any of your comments or subscriptions. I brought Penelope out to say goodbye, and if you have any ideas of any videos you'd like to see in the future, leave it in the comments below. Subscribe to my different socials. I'm Froggy Frogs on TikTok, and Lizard Skin on Instagram, and I hope to get to filming more often in the future and to see you real soon. Cheers.